The White Snoop and T-Rose Show, starring the White Snoop and T-Rose.
Tweet us during the show using the hashtag #SnoopRose Show.
The White Snoop and T-Rose Show.
And welcome back to the White Snoop and T-Rose Show. Of course, I'm the White Snoop. This is T-Rose. We're back for episode 10, first episode of the season. So, we got a lot to cover, of course. We're, 1 month in. First thing, recently there's a big trade. We had Rudy Gay moving from Toronto to Sacramento. Not a lot of important pieces, besides him. Of course, along with him went Quincy Acey and Aaron Gray. And in return, the Raptors took back Gravis Vasquez, Pat Patterson, Chuck Hayes, and John Salmons. I don't know your thoughts of the trade.
My initial thoughts were I was surprised, shocked. I didn't see this one coming. You're a Raptors fan. What'd you think?
I can't say I was as shocked. Of course, they're under new ownership and new management. And one thing that's always been consistent in the NBA is new ownership, new management, big changes. So to see a guy of Rudy Gay's caliber move, it's probably more of like the salary, seeing his contract move. He has a player option for, I believe it's 19.
Probably 19, yeah, 19.
Yeah, I believe it's $19 million next season. They probably didn't want to pay him. They're looking, to rebuild in the vision of their new general manager, Masai Ujiri, who was brought in by the new CEO. So, they're probably just trying to start over, kind of. So, obviously it was more of a salary thing. I'm curious to see if they even give the qualifying offers to Gravis Vasquez or Pat Patterson. Of course, Chuck Hayes' expiring deal. John Salmons has a buyout, which I'm predicting that they will be executing in the offseason. So it's more about the salary. Of course, Rudy Gay is, he's starting to get a lot of, bad publicity too, which I'm sure probably, initiated the deal. I know Ujiri before the season said he wanted to evaluate the talent before he made any moves. And, a lot of advanced stats guys, not big fans of Rudy Gay because of his lack of passing, his isolation, takes a lot of low percentage jumpers. So, the Raptors are now 3-1 since moving him. So, I don't know if this was a tank or cutting the weak link. I can't talk tonight.
Yeah, tonight, late, midnight edition of the show, by the way.
Yeah.
But I see it as mostly a salary dump. I've always had high hopes for Rudy Gay, but he's kind of let me down in the past. I envision him being, by this stage of his career, at least like a higher end star. Hasn't gotten there yet. He does take a lot of bad jumpers. And from our previous show, I was actually looking forward to seeing him and DeMar DeRozan play together. Just the dynamic of the perimeter, that perimeter attack, but it just obviously wasn't working out. And I'm sure the $19 million player option doesn't help. I am curious to see how he does in Sacramento. Not a lot of when DeMarcus Cousins is your leader, so to speak, and I like DeMarcus Cousins, and we all know there's maturity issues there. Rudy Gay, he's not exactly the calm one there either. So, that 1-2 dynamic is very interesting, but at the same time, it's gonna, I see them being one of those combos where one night the two of them could, they could combine for like 50 points, and then the next night they'll combine for like 12.
And
so,
I guess we'll see how the Kings play out in time.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think we both agree Toronto was all about the money.
Yeah.
So
and Sacramento
they got the change they wanted.
And Sacramento did. They re-signed Cousins. 4-year extension.
Yeah, he got a nice little max deal.
Yeah, so he's there for the long haul.
Yeah, and they probably have Rudy Gay through next season. So, I guess we'll see how it plays out. He's only been there for 2 games. His first game not so bad. The second game a little better. Maybe the change of scenery would be good for him. maybe getting traded twice in the same year, maybe he opened up his eyes. I guess we'll see how he plays out. How the organization, they also, have new ownership and new management, and so they're looking to make a big splash. So
yeah, well, I mean, like I said, you look at the talent of the two guys. It's definitely it's an interesting 1-2 dynamic, but not a lot of structure in Sacramento. Never really has been since Cousins got there. Then you bring him there. We'll have to see. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Well, moving on. That's a star at a new home. We could talk about a star returning home in Kobe Bryant. He had the big, the whole, I don't know if you saw the Empire Strikes Back music playing, and, of course, his first game, not that anybody expected it to be the most stellar of his career. It was rough, 8 turnovers. Obviously, they lost. He's still trying to work back. Kobe Bryant, unfortunately, I think comes with huge expectation by a lot of fans, just because he is, the Black Mamba.
Well, a lot of fans. How about himself?
Yeah, I mean, he gave himself the F. Although he did say he watched the game and he upgraded it to a D-.
Oh, okay.
Of course, he's tough on himself. A lot of fans expect so much from him. Realistically, though, he ruptured his Achilles. It's a major injury. I think we're going to see him coming back over time. Maybe, hopefully he'll be able to put on a better display, when they play on Christmas. Maybe by the All-Star break, he'll have, get his legs under him better.
Yeah, it's that. I mean, obviously, injury like that, it's not going to be an overnight thing. I mean,
unfortunately.
So, yeah. I'm not really surprised. I mean, I actually was, the game he came back, who'd they play? I forget
the
who
Raptors.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
their first game after Rudy.
For some reason, the game was on. I was at a bar. I was at a bar in Minnesota. The game was on. They had the Laker game on, and like 10 Laker fans came in. It was crazy. They all had Kobe Bryant jerseys when I was in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Which anyway.
The Lakers are from Minnesota.
Yeah, that's true. But it was just,
that out there.
Yeah, but it was
fun little trivia for.
But it was just funny, So obviously I was, they had the game on. I watched. I mean. And it was funny because I was kind of eavesdropping on the conversation all the Kobe fans were having. Obviously he did look a little. He looked a little bigger. Obviously how much is he
put on about 20-25 pounds. He said.
I mean, so he'll get back into basketball shape, and once he gets back, we won't even be having this conversation. I mean, this is Kobe Bryant we're talking about here. So
give it time, people. Yeah. I mean, kind of like the King situation with Rudy Gay. Kobe Bryant returning from a ruptured Achilles. It'll take time. Of course, we'll talk about both of those topics, going forward. Somebody else returning from, I don't know if he was, what you even want to call it, but the knee problems, Andrew Bynum.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, he kind of signed that I hope this works out deal in Cleveland. Of course, he's guaranteed, the $6 million. $6 million. They can opt in January for the second half of the season for another $6 million, and then they have a team option for another $12 million next season. So he could potentially be making $24 million in 2 years. And so far, he's actually been playing really well. I'm sure Cleveland will be slowly taking those at the deadlines because, I mean, he's had so many knee problems. Of course, we can rewind. I mean, to the our preview show in Cleveland. I actually didn't think that he would last this long. If you remember me saying. One of my reservations of taking the Cavaliers in the playoffs is I didn't think he could stay healthy, and I can obviously I've been wrong so far. I mean, we're only 1 month,
it's still
and a half into the season.
It's still early,
but so far I will say I've been wrong so far. He's already lasted longer than I thought, which was 1 game. I figured he would. I think something about the hardwood in his knee just doesn't work out. So I mean, actually, that whole team, they've had a couple guys with injury problems. For the most part, they've stayed relatively healthy. The Cavaliers looking good.
Yeah,
they could be locking themselves into a playoff spot. I mean, you don't even have to be good in the East, apparently.
Well, yeah. But no, I mean, all you can really do with Andrew Bynum is hope. I mean, you just hope that he can stay on the court. I mean,
when healthy, he's amazing.
Definitely one. I mean, be close to a 20-10 guy when he's healthy. I mean, he gets moody and he does some stupid stuff out there on the court, but when he's on the court and he's healthy, he's definitely one of the better bigs in the game. You can only hope that, obviously I'm sure the Cavs are going to monitor. They're not going to, have him playing, 40 minutes a night, at least this early. So
I don't think ever.
Yeah, so we'll just have to wait and see.
I think his knee breaks after 32.
Oh, man. It's too bad.
Speaking of bad knees, Greg Oden's played... No, wait. No, he hasn't.
Yeah.
Remember they made the huge deal? I think I mentioned
I know.
The Miami Heat, they're in the preseason, they played him and he dunked.
I'm not surprised. I didn't expect him to play right away.
By the way, let's say the 16th? Just so everybody at home knows, no, this is real. I'm not kidding. Last Monday, December 9th, 4-year anniversary of the last time Greg Oden played an NBA regular season game. So it's now been over 4 years since we've seen Greg Oden play in a regular season NBA game.
Oh, man. You love beating this up, don't you? But anyway.
LeBron James was a Cavalier the last time we talked about it. And now they're teammates in Miami.
All right. Like I said, we
were still making LeBron ring jokes back in 2009.
Yes, yeah, you're right. But
now we're making Greg Oden knee jokes in 2013.
Yeah, but I was saying. Wow, as I was saying, I was not surprised. I mean, I'm just not surprised that he hasn't played yet. I mean, do they need him right now?
Well, I know why you're not surprised. It's because his leg, one of them's an inch and a half longer than him.
I think was I the first one that told you that? I don't think you knew that originally, did you?
You told me that immediately, and then you repeatedly reminded me in multiple conversations about Greg Oden. Every single time you heard his knee, I don't know why these people are surprised. Well, one of his legs is an inch and a half longer than the other one.
I mean, that's just not.
I wouldn't have drafted him just because of that. You always said that.
That's. I don't know. We'll have to look up the history of NBA bigs and see if they're.
Speaking of Greg Oden getting drafted, though, that Kevin Durant guy. Pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's
pretty solid.
He's not bad.
Yeah,
decent player. I mean, of course, it's going to be Portland. So the Sam Bowie jokes come.
Not that. I mean, you didn't have to be that good to outplay Greg Oden since they've been drafted. Kevin Durant kind of, kind of rubbing it in now, buddy.
Yeah. All right. You can slow down now. Wow.
So, that's enough on the Greg Oden jokes.
Yeah.
Moving on to another guy with a knee problem. We'll just mention him because they're saying he's going to come back. Danny Granger. We don't want to harp on this, but let's mention it. Danny Granger could come back.
This could be really nice for Indiana. They got a nice squad over there. Probably the deepest squad in the NBA.
Yeah.
You get him back, it gives them another scoring wing. He'll
probably come off the bench, I assume.
Yeah, at the start, but I expect him to be once he gets into the swing of things.
I think there's a couple different scenarios that can play out here. I mean, of course, it kind of depends on Danny Granger when he comes back and kind of how a lot of different things play out. Of course, Danny Granger can come back and he can contribute off the bench. I mean, cause he'll probably start off the bench. Lance Stevenson has played pretty well for them, so I mean, there's always the chance that he can just stay and kind of work his way, with the bench players. I mean, they have a solid bench. So, I mean, coming off the bench on a team like Indiana is not a bad thing. Of course, then there's always the possibility that maybe they're like, Danny Granger, we need you in the starting lineup. Maybe Stevenson moves back to the bench. Because I'm sure they're not going to move that guy Paul George to the bench. He's done pretty well.
Nah, he's doing all right. He's doing pretty
then,
good.
Of course, the other scenario is maybe Danny Granger looks good. Of course, minutes are going to be limited, because they have a lot of, talented players on that team. There's always the chance that somebody could throw a trade offer out there to the Pacers that they have to take. And that's always a possibility. I mean, of course,
he is an expiring contract.
Yeah. There's always somebody could be interested in the $14-15 million coming off the book. I forget the exact number.
Yeah, it's about
14, 15, somewhere in that.
Somewhere in the middle.
And or there's a chance that somebody's just interested in the fact that he's talented, or both. Maybe they like the fact that he's talented, but he might not command $15 million, and they can re-sign him cheaper.
Yeah.
So
there's always that, and then
So I mean,
you never, and Indiana also might get something in return that will,
that's what I'm saying. That somebody might be able to offer them something that they like that can improve their team, maybe more than one guy, so they can do more than what Danny Granger would do for them.
Yeah,
so,
no, definitely.
I mean, I guess we'll see how it plays out. I mean, first he has to come back.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess they could always trade the dead contract to somebody still, but
Yep, it's happened before.
yeah.
Tracy McGrady. Anyway. I couldn't help myself.
Although Andrew Bynum, not to go back. They traded him, and then he never even played in Philadelphia.
Right, yeah. The Lakers knew a secret.
Yeah, they knew something.
They knew a secret. They knew something that nobody knew. But anyway,
I bet you nobody in Philly's answering the calls on Mitch Kupchak anymore. Asshole called me. Gave me this fucking bum. Yeah. Sorry though, the trade didn't work out for them either. How's Houston treating you, Dwight? He's actually done really well this season.
He already wants out.
Did you see the other day? What did he do? He shot he went perfect from the free throw line.
Did he make like a three?
And he made a three.
I saw he made a three.
I think that was in the same game though. I think he went perfect from the free throw line.
Wow,
it's like one of the best shooting
games.
When was this? And he only missed
one.
Was this last week? Yeah, he missed one shot.
No wonder why it was so cold. No wonder why it was so cold in Minnesota.
Yeah, hell was rising through.
Yeah, guess so.
Yeah, this is probably one of the best shooting nights of Dwight Howard's career. He probably has that box score framed in his house.
He's got the ball. He's got the ball for those games.
With the box score behind it.
All right,
his name highlighted.
All right.
Good job, Dwight.
So what we back? Yeah. So
we're
getting off topic here.
Yeah.
We're having way too much fun.
I think it's because we're up too late.
Yeah. This is the midnight version of the show,
edition.
as I said.
Watching Clippers Spurs. What?
Yeah.
So moving on. Of course, we're talking about injuries. We might as well talk about some of the guys that are injured now.
Oh man.
We'll talk first. Golden State has had a couple guys go down. Of course.
Well, they have a mass unit there at Golden State.
Yeah, I know Jermaine O'Neal's been out and back
for over the last 5 years. He's been out and back.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jermaine.
We're gonna talk about bad news.
I mean, shout out to Jermaine O'Neal.
The
fight broke out on the court. The fight broke out on the court. Jermaine O'Neal was ready to bag out in his shoe. I can't let that go.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jermaine O'Neal for that.
Steph Curry busted his ankle. He's been playing though.
Again?
Yeah, you didn't see it?
I'm joking.
Oh. If you ever want to see Stephen Curry turn an ankle, just watch any Warriors game ever. I swear. But, he's been playing through it, but, it still sucks. Draymond Green, of course, he had a minor injury. Festus Ezeli's been hurt.
Your boy Festus?
Yeah, Festus. Of course, the biggest injury for them, and he's still out with the hamstring, is Andre Iguodala. I think it hurts him so much. I mean, he did so much for them. I mean, kind of playing that point forward on offense. Of course, his defense. Remember that game winner he hit was amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that crazy game. Yeah.
Andre Iguodala is he's a nice all-around player. He kind of does a little bit of everything. He's a decent scorer. Yeah. He's not a great shooter, but he can kind of score a little bit. He's a good defender. He rebounds. He kind of does a little bit of everything, and he was definitely helping that Golden State team.
Yeah, no, his versatility is huge because as much as I like Harrison Barnes, his second year into his career, he's not nowhere. He just doesn't have that same court value as Iggy does. No. He's a good player, but he's not going to.
He's nice.
He's not going to do everything that Iguodala does. So
hopefully they definitely miss him. I mean,
hopefully he gets back.
They're hovering around 500.
Yeah, so hopefully the rest of the guys can hold down the fort and stay on the court at the same time in Golden State.
So, speaking of teams with injuries, we'll move on to the Brooklyn Nets.
Oh man.
Pierce has been in and out. Garnett's missed some games.
Darren Williams,
Brook Lopez,
ankle issues.
We want to talk about that ankle.
Feet prop, right? Was it foot or something?
His foot. Joe Johnson, he didn't miss a lot, but I believe he did miss one or two. Then off their bench, Andrei Kirilenko, still out. I mean,
what did he do? Has he even played that much?
I don't even.
What did he do?
No.
Sorry.
These guys are just beat up. I mean, and to compound it, they have coaching issues. I mean, at the beginning of the year, we talked about Jason Kidd. We both thought that he would be awesome as a coach. It's hard to grade him because he hasn't had his full team, so I don't want to completely kill Jason Kidd.
I guess they sent Lawrence Frank packing.
Yeah, which was interesting.
Poor guy.
I mean, I don't want to go too hard on Jason Kidd because, like I said, he hasn't had his full roster yet this season, so it's really hard to kill him. But at the same time, kind of what we've seen, the weights they've been bad. They've played well over the last couple of games as they've kind of gotten their guys back. Carolinko's the only guy still out. They kind of have other lingering issues, but so I mean, I guess we'll see in time. I don't think they're going to be this bad all year.
No, I mean, remember in the preview, I said they're going to be the team. They're going to hang around. And as long as everybody's healthy, because that seems to be the big question mark with them, they're going to make a big push.
With as bad as the Atlantic Division is, they still have a chance to win the division.
We'll get into that later. Clippers just beat the Spurs, by the way. Just going to throw that out there.
Pretty 23.
27-9 for Blake. Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. But anyway.
18-11, 5 assists for Duncan.
Yeah. It's not bad. Anyway.
Parker had a bad game, huh?
Anyway.
He usually kills Chris Paul, according to somebody.
Anyway.
He didn't play too good tonight, huh?
Anyway.
Chris Paul's pretty good.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Yeah, pretty solid.
Right.
Solid point guard. Knows how to run a team.
He's alright.
While we're talking about the Clippers, not to get way off topic, because actually, we'll bring it up later. We'll talk about the Clippers tonight. Don't worry about it. Well, we'll stick to the injuries for now. The Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
I think we beat them up about as much as they're already beat up.
Yeah, and then obviously there's. I guess we're gonna move on.
That other New York team.
Yeah.
They're missing somebody pretty important. Tyson Chandler.
It was like a week into the season, right? It wasn't even that long.
Hurt his leg.
Yeah.
Wow,
fractured.
They miss him.
No.
Dude, they miss him.
Yeah.
Man, you talk about a guy that can anchor a defense. This guy, the Knicks. I mean, they don't know how to play defense without him.
Well, think about what he did in Dallas.
They hardly know how to play defense with him.
Well, think about what he did in Dallas.
Yeah.
But I think I saw something. I guess he might be ready to come back Wednesday. That's what they're saying.
Well, I'm sure the Knicks can't wait. I like Andrea Bargnani on the offensive end, but man, you got him anchoring a defense. Ugh. That's just ugly.
Even though he locked down Dwight that one night, though, your boy Dwight, he locked him down. I don't know how, but
if I was 7 foot, I'd be able to lock down Dwight too. He does one move. He does a sweeping hook shot to the same way. He doesn't and if you take that away, he doesn't even do anything else. He doesn't. He's lost.
I'm just saying.
I don't think he locked down Dwight. I think
Dwight locked down Dwight.
No, Dwight did for Andrea Bargnani what he usually does for his teammates. He made him look good defensively.
Oh, wow. Reverse psychology there.
You like that one?
Yeah, that was good.
Because it's true. Andrea Bargnani, you can praise him all day long if you want for that one defensive game, but in all actuality, it was Dwight Howard playing
bad offense.
Yeah.
All right.
Andrea Bargnani he looked good because he tries. I'll give that to him. He always looks like he's trying on defense. He's just not good.
Has no idea what he's doing. All right. Yeah. So
he doesn't move his feet well. Yeah, but he's always kind of active. I mean, like I said, when you're playing a limited guy, it's kind of easy. Yeah, And he's 7 foot. So.
All right, and then obviously we'll get to the big one, which is kind of upsetting. Derrick Rose, MCL, right? MCL.
No, it was the meniscus, the torn meniscus.
Oh, okay, torn. Yeah, that was. That hurts, and it just. I didn't really know where to start. I didn't really know what to say about this. I mean, when I heard, I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" I actually thought someone was playing like a really bad joke on me when I got the message.
You're talking about a guy that he just missed an entire season for the torn ACL. Finally came back. The torn ACL. We talked about
the other knee.
Yeah, we talked about the major injury of the ruptured Achilles. Of course, the torn ACL, kind of on that level of a major. he's finally coming back. Trying to work his way into his game. He looked like he was just starting to get into it.
He was starting to look good, look like his own self, and
then you tear the meniscus.
I don't even really know what to say.
It's rough.
The one thing I will not do is try to put a timetable on his return. I'm not doing it.
They didn't do that in the first injury. They're not doing it this time. The Bulls have already said that he's out for the season, although he followed that up with saying if the situation's right.
No comment.
He might play in the playoffs.
No comment.
That leaves it kind of vague. We don't know what the right situation even is.
No comment.
So, I would say that if you're betting, bet on the fact that he's not going to play. And then if he happens to run out on the floor one night, we'll all just be happy to see him.
No comment? That's all. I'm just going to keep saying no comment.
Well, you can say that.
Well, because we know a couple of Derrick Rose haters, so we don't want to...
Yeah. I'm just saying the facts. He's supposedly out for the season.
No, I listen. Like I said,
and if he said if the situation's right, he would come back. Of course, the situation is probably him actually being healthy early enough, which is not in the timetable, because the timetable to the injury extends through the season. So he would have to, heal magically. Of course, the right situation would include the Bulls keeping their head above water. Now that Derrick Rose is out for the season, and there's already been rumors of Boozer and Dang moving, there's always the chance that they could act on that. If Boozer and Dang move, they become worse. Maybe they don't make the playoffs. That doesn't even there's no playoffs for Derrick Rose to even return to. Then there's always the opportunity that maybe these guys get the game going. Maybe they get to a decent seed. They have a nice little first round matchup against a team that sucks enough that Derrick Rose has a series to work himself back. Because you don't want to work yourself back against a team like the Miami Heat or Indiana Pacers. You want to work yourself back against a Washington Wizards or a Cleveland Cavaliers. And so I wouldn't count on seeing him until the preseason next October. And hopefully he can stay healthy. Now I think the more important topic when it comes to Derrick Rose is his playing style. Obviously his playing style has now injured him twice. Is he injury prone for as long as he plays the way he plays?
I don't know. But I will say, as far as his playing style goes, I think, me personally, early in his career, I think it's gonna be a little hard for him to change his playing style. And
that's the only thing that I feel is worth the conversation.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Is he injury prone because of the way he plays, or?
Yeah, but we're talking we're talking two non-contact injuries here.
Because of the way he plays.
Yeah, I know, but
he plays a little wild. He's
but how many other guys play like him?
Dwayne Wade. Now
but Dwayne Wade used to get destroyed. Dwayne Wade Derrick
Rose takes a lot of contact underneath.
Yeah, but Dwayne Wade took way more. And Dwayne Wade's also, how many years? 10?
Yeah, but he has bad knees now because of it.
Yeah, I understand that.
And the meniscus tear is the one that took him out.
How long is Derrick Rose? It's been 3-4 years? He hasn't been in the league half as long as Dwayne Wade has.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying is he headed it there. That's what I'm saying. The meniscus tear is the one that Dwayne Wade still bothers him. Now Derrick Rose has a meniscus tear. And if that's the comparison.
Well, look at a guy. Look at the guy that plays.
You had two guys from Chicago that crashed the hole, and that's what they do. They go to the hole. They take a lot of contact.
Well, look at the other guy that plays in the other conference, Westbrook. He tore his meniscus last year, and he looks great.
He looks great for the first month.
We'll see. Time will tell. Because Westbrook plays. I think he plays more reckless than Derrick Rose does.
I would disagree on that. Pulls up for a lot of jumpers.
Well, yeah, he does.
Derrick Rose goes to the hole.
But
when Derrick Rose gets the ball, 9 times out of 10 he's going all the way.
Yeah.
He takes contact every time. And a lot of contact. People hit, Thibodeau's been in the media talking about it all the time. He hates that the referees don't call fouls because he gets hit so hard every single time down. He takes a lot of contact. He's been hurt now twice.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
because and his playing style is what initiated it. I mean, Russell Westbrook didn't even get hurt because of his playing style. He got hit because somebody was a fucking idiot.
That's true.
I mean,
even though we know someone that will refute that, but we won't get into that. But I don't know. I mean, so what do you think he should go the Westbrook route and take some more pull up jumper?
I mean, first he has to work on his jumper.
That's true. Well, yeah, because it's actually sad, because
Derrick Rose,
his MVP year,
his jumper might be better than Westbrook, but it's not.
His MVP year, I thought his jump shot was coming around, and then he got hurt. Obviously, though, then there's the following year he got injured. But I thought before he got injured.
I mean, they said in the offseason, like after the ACL tear, that that he was working on his jumper and it was looking better. And it was just going to take time for him to get into the rhythm of the game before we saw, the improvement in the jumper. So maybe when he comes back again, maybe during this time out, he'll take some, more jumpers, improve it a little more. And maybe he'll come back and he'll be able to spot up with, maybe get that Tony Parker floater. Tony Parker's used the shit out of that.
Yeah. The only thing is you look at a guy like these guys, Rose, Westbrook, Wade. I mean, what kind of shelf lives have they had in the NBA? I think of the first one. I think of as far as the little guys go. I think AI.
Yeah.
How many years did he play where he was, a top 5 player before? He did it. He did it for how many years?
Yeah. I guess we'll talk more about this when he actually comes back. So next year.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while.
But for now he's hurt. Get well. Derek. Hopefully, we can see you next season for the whole season. But but we gotta move on. We have a lot more going on in the NBA than just injuries and one trade. Are we
gonna do our surprises?
Yeah, we have a couple of different surprises.
Oh.
I don't know.
You want to start with the good or the bad?
We already kind of started on the bad. I think we already hit Brooklyn.
Okay.
I don't know if people at home really want to hear more about the Brooklyn Nets.
Okay. So I guess we have to talk about. So I guess.
That being hurt.
I just want to say
real quick. I think I'm not.
You don't want to get there yet.
I just want to say the Brooklyn Nets. I think the fact that they're a surprise team, because they're surprisingly bad, obviously. I think part of it was the injury factor. I don't think there's a lot more going on there besides, a couple coaching issues, which are hard to grade because of the amount of injuries. Then you go to the other side of the city.
Oh.
And this is where, we talked about the one injury in New York, Tyson Chandler, of course, him being out hurts.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say
but
that doesn't hurt.
But do we?
Obviously they'll be better with Tyson Chandler than they've been without him. Not that it's. You can't get much worse.
So can we just stop bullshitting and just say we're going to talk about how bad the Knicks are? Can we just stop?
They've been terrible.
Yeah, but they have. But you're trying to beat around the bush. Can we just say?
I'm just saying that they've had problem.
Just say it. The Knicks are awful. Just say it. I'm not afraid to say it. I picked them to win the division. I'll say it. Yeah. They're awful. Am I looking at the camera right now?
I'm just saying. Look over here. Look at this one.
They're awful.
Say it over here.
They're awful. They're fucking awful. Where do we start?
We already hit the Chandler injury.
Okay, where do we go now? Where do we go? Before J.R. Smith. Last year during the season,
J.R. Smith looks like the playoff.
You would have thought, which is a bad thing. I was going to say, during the season, you would have thought that this guy.
I think J.R. Smith is still sipping the scissor.
That's good. Last year during the season, you would have thought that this guy was shooting baskets in the Atlantic Ocean. He couldn't miss. Then the playoffs came around.
You think J.R. is hanging out with Lamar?
Oh man!
Did I say that out loud?
Yes, you did. Wow!
I did.
Wow!
No, but seriously though,
I don't even know what this.
He was fucking up during the playoffs, and and then it comes out, and he was partying.
Yeah, I honestly don't.
Lamar, of course, came out while he sucked. He was partying.
Yeah. But the thing that kills me is he's lights out all year. Like I said, he couldn't miss. Okay, playoff starts, he stunk it up, and what do the Knicks do? They re-sign him. And typical Knicks fashion.
Give him a nice little raise.
Nice raise. He's driving around with the armored truck. I really wish we could put a picture of the truck on the show. Can we?
It is a nice truck.
Can we work on that? Can we get that on the screen? Can we do some production shit? Is we get that
It's a nice truck.
Really?
It's a nice truck.
It looks like a tank.
I like it.
Yeah. All right. Anyway,
I like that.
He's driving
but
around.
I'm a Hummer fan.
Yeah, he's driving around with a truck that he looks like he's fighting in the Gulf of fucking Iraq. It's like a tank. if no one's seen this thing,
I think you just dated yourself.
No, I'm sorry.
If anybody at home wondered how old we were,
anyway,
if they were thinking 20s,
yeah,
early 20s, they just changed it.
Yeah, we'll see. Where else do we go? I mean, Metal World Peace, Ron Artest, whatever you're calling him. I was talking to someone the other day. They were like, "I'm surprised that he's not playing better." It's like, what did you expect him to do? Really? I mean,
yeah.
He's not the defender he was 3 years ago.
He's older,
so obviously he can still defend, but he's not like that defender he was. Okay, and if he's your secondary scorer, if you're relying on it, and I like Metal World Peace.
Well, I mean,
and every time I call him that, I just shake my head. But anyway, it's just, where do we even? Then they bring in the Bargnani trade. That's not really working out.
You skipped one other thing
because
you're talking about defenders. I mean, if you want to talk about more off court issues, Amon Shumpert.
I don't know. Oh God!
I don't know what he did to him.
We were talking about.
I mean, obviously there was the scuffle he had with Melo that was in front of everybody.
He must have
pissed off somebody in management because
somebody.
Because he's been in trade room. I mean, what team hasn't he been offered to?
I think I saw a rumor that it was like an Amon Shumpert for
they're going to trade him to China.
Yeah, it was.
He's they're probably calling the Euro League for trades.
I thought I saw him rumored in a trade for Mark Cuban. They were going to trade him for an owner.
I thought
even though that'd be amazing for.
They were going to trade Amon Shumpert for a guy in a local rec league.
What did he do? I agree.
He must have did something to somebody. He's been in so many different trade rumors.
I agree.
With multiple teams, multiple trades. I mean, obviously he hasn't moved yet. I mean, I don't even want to speculate where he's going to go because I don't even know which one sounds the most enticing.
I agree.
I think the one that probably won't happen is Toronto because I think Dolan is now afraid to deal with Masai Ujiri, who's gotten him twice with the blindfold. One of them, of course, being Andrea Bargnani.
I don't know if I count the Melo trade as getting him because they really wanted him and he wanted to go there. So you know what?
But still, even Dolan says he got shafted in that one.
But isn't he the one that? But didn't Donnie Walsh? He was the one that didn't want to make the deal, and Dolan was like, saying. Make the deal. So fuck you, Dolan. There you go. I'm saying it.
You want to say it? Both famous too.
you fuck killing the Knicks. And you're lucky this isn't a hockey show. We won't even bring up the Rangers. Jeez, we won't even bring that up.
But I mean, the part that I didn't understand about the Andrea Bargnani trade before the season even started is if you revert back. I mean, Carmelo Anthony played a lot of time at the 4 last season.
Yeah,
and he was playing better at the 4 than he was at the 3.
And then they traded for 4.
Plus, the Knicks are better when Melo played the 4 as compared to when he played the 3. So going forward,
even though
wouldn't it make the most sense to build a team around Carmelo Anthony playing the 4
instead of the 3?
That makes sense, right?
Like they've been doing.
But so why the fuck are you why are you doing this? You didn't even make sense. You just found the piece of the puzzle. Put Carmelo at the 4. Instead we're going to trade for another one. Andrea Bargnani's useless anywhere besides starting at the 4 because he can't anchor a defense and play the center, and he's terrible off the bench. So now you have.
You know what it's all. You know what they in New York. It's they make stupid I call them just because trades.
I think they do because they want to make a splash. Then we were talking
just because.
No, I know, but remember we were talking before how new ownership and new management they always want to do something big. Yeah. I feel like that's the Knicks every offseason.
Yeah, but it's not big, and it doesn't. At least when those new owners do it, it's something that could potentially make the team better, either right now or down the road. What,
I know, but the Knicks they look for names.
The Knicks do stuff just because. It's
they like names.
Well,
they see the name. They're Andrea Bargnani, number 1 overall in 06. Oh, he can score. Let's throw him on the team. I mean, but like what? How does that make them better, though? I mean, I understand they need another scorer. But why would you trade for a guy who plays the position that your best player needs to play?
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When they first made that deal, and I think I probably told you this, I envisioned Melo moving over to the 3, and Bargnani being the 4. Space the floor, kind of be the secondary scorer, kind of, But when the season started, that's not really, it's not what happened. I don't know, and.
I didn't like the trade for New York in the first place. I liked it for Toronto. I mean, they finally got to move him. They brought something back in return. Of course, part of it was, they dumped Q Rich and Marcus Camby. They only kept Steve Novak, who just comes out their bench. He does exactly what Andrea Bargnani does, but smaller. I mean,
No, I agree.
He does a little less than Andrea. I should say he's not that good. But he shoots. But he.
But you know the sad part? Like we're making all these jokes about Shumpert being in trade rumors, and now I think the Knicks are going to be in crazy trade rumors from here on out until the trade deadline.
Well,
unfortunately
for them, they need to trade Andrea Bargnani because they shouldn't have brought him in the first place.
Do we get into the most recent rumor that we've heard about the Knicks?
Are you talking about the Melo rumors?
No, not even that one. I mean, I saw something there. Gasol for Tyson Powell, Gasol for Tyson Chandler.
Oh, I saw Powell for Melo.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
And I saw Melo for Blake Griffin when I told you.
I saw.
I mean, now Carmelo Anthony's been entered into the.
I saw Shumpert and Chandler for Powell. Gasol. That's what I saw.
Yeah, because that'll help.
No, I know, but
bring in another 4.
But I think that you're going to see these crazy.
Like I told you, I mean, the fans, of course, they don't get to listen in on our phone calls, but I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to fill a whole roster full of 4s? It's like the David Kahn of power forwards.
Wow.
I mean, what are we supposed to do? Get a whole bunch of guys that play the 4 spot? And put them all out there together? A bunch of 6'10" guys that can. that can shoot and play.
But I mean, that's what I think that these guys.
The Knicks are they're a mess.
But that's what I predict. I see them being. You're going to hear all these.
I didn't. Now, I told you before I didn't like the Andrea Bargnani trade, and of course I know that the Tyson Chandler being out hurts. I will honestly say though, I didn't think they'd be this bad. I didn't think they would be this bad.
No, I hear you. I mean.
I told you before.
I picked them to win the division.
I went with the Nets.
I know, but
their broken bodies might still beat them. I still have the Nets, by the way.
Yeah, you look like a genius right now. But
not really, because the Nets aren't exactly killing it.
And the Knicks
are. I mean, we're talking about the Atlantic Division, I guess.
And the Knicks are.
Yeah, the Knicks, as bad as they are, without looking, I think they're only like 3 games out. How bad is that?
I don't know.
That's how bad this division is.
Didn't the Celtics beat them by like 30 a week ago?
41.
Oh, gee. Okay.
It's the most lopsided victory of the season.
Wow.
I mean, of course, Toronto's underachieving. Brooklyn, New York. Boston's kind of what we expect them. They're bad, but they're kind of near 500. Philadelphia started off well. Now they're kind of turning into what we expected as a.
Well, that's because Michael Carter-Williams got injured. He got hurt, didn't he? He came out flying, and then he got his wings clipped.
Crashed.
He got his wings clipped. Yeah. So I mean, I don't think can we beat up the Knicks anymore.
No.
I mean, I feel bad like for Mike Woodson. I mean. Because you do realize,
I feel like that
they're going to fire him. They're going to fire him eventually because there's nothing. To me, there's nothing else that they can do.
I'm going to say this.
And the only thing they're going to be able to do is fire the coach.
Yeah, I want to say that,
and that's not going to help.
I get you. I'm not even 100% they're going to fire the coach.
What else are they going to do?
But who else are they going to bring in? Who's gonna who wants to coach this dumpster fire?
There'll be plenty. There'll be guys that want the job. It's the Knicks.
Alan Houston's the only one I've even heard.
Someone.
Who?
I don't know. I mean, do you have a list of guys of coaches that are out there that
Nate
are looking
McMillan,
for jobs?
Jeff Van Gundy, Stan Van Gundy, Phil Jackson. I I'm just saying. You said coaches that are available. Jerry Sloan.
All right.
None of these guys are going to come.
Just stop it.
None of these guys are going to come. Avery Johnson.
Just stop it. Just stop it.
None of these guys are coming.
Jerry Sloan and Phil Jackson.
They're available. They're not coming.
Those two guys aren't.
There's nobody available that will come. You couldn't name one coach that would take this job.
Okay, well maybe they put. I don't. Maybe
Allen Houston.
Great, get him in. He's got to start.
He can shoot threes from the bench.
He can't do that. Can't even do that anymore. He's got to start somewhere. But
he probably can shoot better than J.R. Smith has been.
Wow, but it would not. Wow, but it would not surprise me if they fire the coach, because that's the only thing.
I mean, I'm not saying it would surprise me, but also wouldn't surprise me if they didn't. Amari Stoudemire's been playing, though. If you want to talk about something good, he hasn't been hurt yet.
Yeah, I mean, what did he have 20? What was it? 20-7, 20-9 the other day.
Yeah, nice little game.
Yeah, I mean, just.
We just want to throw something nice out there for you, Knicks fans that are watching. Since I don't even know. Yeah. Pablo Prigioni actually just got hurt. Speaking of injuries and bad teams.
Can we talk about good surprises now? Good surprises. I
just want to say one more thing about the Knicks. And I want to say something on the positive side, and at the risk of possibly being wrong down the line, because I might be wrong, but I actually don't think they're going to be this bad all year. And I know I didn't think they were going to be this bad to even start the year, which obviously I was wrong about. And like I said, I'm saying this at the risk of possibly end up being wrong again. I don't think they're going to be this bad.
Yeah.
For the whole season.
I would hope they won't be this bad. But
I still think the Knicks will make the playoffs.
Yeah. I'll give you that.
I know I said 5th seed because I didn't think they were going to be that good. And
now we're talking like a 7th. 7th. We're going because you got to go down. You can't go up.
I mean, no. Oh, definitely I'm not going up. Yeah. But I mean, as bad as the East has been, I think they can still make it. Maybe they get a 7-6 seed. I mean, the Knicks just better hope they don't have to face Miami in the first round or Indiana.
Well, not Miami. They play like their best when that seems to be like for some unknown reason they play their best when recently. I'm not saying now they'll play the Heat tomorrow, they'll lose by 50, but they seem to play their best when they play Miami. Anyway, can we talk about good surprises now?
Well, are there any other bad ones? I just want to finish the bad. I mean, the New York Knicks are by far. I mean, the only other team that really is. I mean, I just want to mention this one, and they're not playing terrible. They're definitely not on the level of the Knicks and Nets. Don't get me wrong. But when it comes to underachieving, the Memphis Grizzlies, right around 500. I mean, with as good as the West is, they're not even. They wouldn't be in the playoffs if it started today. I mean, not that. I mean, the standings hold too much, in mid-December. But if the playoffs start today, the Memphis Grizzlies would not be in, and they're at 500.
I'm trying to think about it. If I'm surprised.
I mean, they're definitely not as good as we thought they were going to be.
No.
I mean, I just want to say that I think the big thing here. I mean, think about it. What was their biggest thing in the offseason? Their biggest change.
Coach.
You said it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just...
Lionel Hollins will go coach the Knicks.
Yeah. Actually, Lionel Hollins did say recently that he wanted to come out and coach a team. He wants to prove that... Well, the funny thing is, he said he wants to come and coach a team to prove that what he did in Memphis wasn't a fluke. But really, Memphis has already proved that.
Yeah,
because without him, they can't do it.
So now he doesn't have to come back right away. He can just chill.
So why would he take the dumpster fire in New York? I think he should wait for a better opportunity.
Because it's New York and he'll make a lot of money.
Yeah, but he wants to prove something.
Because you know how much Dolan loves paying like 5 coaches a year at the same time.
Yeah. Well, we also know that Dolan's an idiot. I mean, are there any other bad ones? I think that's it for teams that are really underachieving.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the Warriors' record doesn't look good, but I'm not that worried about them.
No.
Because injuries.
Right, so we go surprise now?
So, yeah.
Portland Trailblazers.
I mean, they're probably the best surprise.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, they're easily...
They're the surprise of surprises. What are they, 21-4?
Yeah.
I
mean, they're definitely the best, biggest surprise.
LaMarcus Aldridge.
He's been amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely put himself into the that top power forward discussion for sure. I mean,
I've been hearing people talk about his name when they talk about early season MVPs.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no. I mean,
I guess rightfully so. I mean, he's the best player.
And Damian Lillard is playing well, continuing to get better.
Mm-hmm. He's definitely improving.
Wes Matthews.
I mean,
I've always been a Wes Matthews guy.
The funny thing is, and we mentioned them. I mean, we thought the Blazers were going to be good. I don't think either of us picked them to make the playoffs.
No,
I have them in now. I'm sold. There's some teams that go off to hot starts and then cool down, and then there's other teams, of course, that get off to bad starts and heat up. I think the Blazers are the surprise team that's going to stay up there.
So you think?
I'm sold.
I mean, I don't
know about you. I'm sold.
I don't know.
I don't see them cooling down enough to not make the playoffs anymore.
I
think they're going to cool down. I don't.
You think they'll stay afloat? They won't plummet.
They're not going to plummet.
Yeah, they'll stay.
But they're 21-4.
Yeah, and they'll stay afloat.
They're not. I mean, that puts them on pace for a 60-win season.
I don't know if I go that far.
I'm just saying they're on pace.
Yeah, so they'll stay afloat. Okay, listen. I can buy that. I mean,
because to win 60 games, you only lose 22. We're 25 games in. They've won.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
So, they're on pace to win 60 games. I think that it's probably more realistic to see them around 50 wins, because I think they're gonna. It's hard to say this because they've been playing so well.
Yeah.
But I don't
know. We'll have to
I'm just so surprised by how they are, and I don't want to put too much stock into a month and a half of play.
Yeah. Well,
but I can see him. I can see him winning 50 games and getting a playoff spot.
We'll have
a decent playoff spot too. I'm not talking AC.
Who's their coach?
Terry Stotts.
Who?
Terry Stotts.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, LaMarcus Aldridge has been phenomenal. Of course, Damian Lillard improving. I think the two moves that they made in the offseason that don't even get talked about anymore are huge in their success. I mean, we're talking about, Robin Lopez, their defensive center, this is, I think Robin Lopez's acquisition is the reason why LaMarcus Aldridge is playing so well. Because LaMarcus, they kept making him play the 5, and he's the 4.
He's not a 5.
He's a 4.
Yeah,
but now he gets to play the 4, and Robin Lopez gives him that opportunity.
He'll do all the dirty work.
He can rebound, he can defend, he can handle the big guys, and LaMarcus Aldridge gets to play the 4. And I think the other acquisition that was big for them, Mo Williams on their bench.
Oh, yeah, it's huge, because Mo Williams is money everywhere he goes when he's on the bench.
But he comes off the bench. He could play both guard positions. And everybody else has kind of stepped up as well. But, I think those are big. Batum's played really well. Wes Matthews has been nice. They've been playing awesome. Congratulations to the Blazers. They've been phenomenal so far.
No, definitely. Yeah, it's LaMarcus Aldridge is lights out. He's been lights out.
We'll just let's go over this division really quick. We don't want to harp on it too much. We'll just talk about, I think the Wolves are kind of where we thought they were going to be. A little above 500. Kevin Love has been amazing so far. Ricky Rubio has been nice. They've been playing decent. I don't know if you have anything else you want to say. I don't want to, like I said, I want to go too long.
It's really cold in Minnesota.
The Utah Jazz have been as bad as expected.
Yeah.
Right?
No, yeah.
Nothing else you want to add? Okay. The Nuggets, I did want to make a comment on when we talk about coaches. The Memphis Grizzlies. Brian Shaw, and I always like Brian Shaw. But remember I said, at the beginning of the season, I know you agreed with me, they're going to miss George Karl.
Oh, yeah.
They're above 500. They're still good. They're kind of exactly what we said.
Yeah.
At the beginning, they're going to be good. They're in line for a playoff spot, but they're going to miss George Karl. And I think so far, a month and a half into the season, kind of playing out the way we expected.
Yeah. George Karl looks amazing working for ESPN, by the way. Out there.
Yeah. Shout out to George Karl.
Yeah.
Then the OKC.
They're right where I expected them to be too.
Yeah. I didn't say they were surprised. I just want to mention everybody in the division.
Yeah, obviously.
There's no other surprises really in this division besides the Blazers. I just kind of wanted to mention everybody. OKC, Yeah, they're kind of what we expect. I think the only surprise is that Westbrook made it back early.
Yeah, I mean, and he's looked good so far, but it's early.
He's played really well.
And
Kevin Durant has been
he's
phenomenal.
Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant.
I mean, but again, I don't think there's anybody out there that expected Kevin Durant to not be as great as he is. The one thing I want to say is I've actually liked Reggie Jackson for them. He's kind of stepped in. I don't remember Eric Maynard when he moved.
Yeah, when they moved him.
They were like everybody.
I liked Eric Maynard too. Man.
Yeah, but he was perfect for them because he came off the bench. He can run an offense, and he can also share the backcourt with Russell Westbrook, who can move over to the 2, kind of play off the ball a little bit. Reggie Jackson's kind of filled into that role a little bit. You know, he's played like a decent amount of minutes, but they've played him on the floor together, and it's worked out well. So I guess that's good that's worked out for them. The other person on their bench that I like, Steven Adams, the rookie. He's looked really nice in stretches for them.
Yeah, not bad.
He's the only... Remember at the beginning... Remember at the beginning of the preview show, if anybody wants to look back, I mean, and I know you agreed with me, but I kept harping that they needed a low-post scorer. Steve Adams has gotten them a couple easy baskets. I mean, I'm not saying that he's the answer. Don't anybody try to stretch what I'm saying. But he has gotten them some easy baskets. Steven Adams is... he's been more useful than Kendrick Perkins.
Oh man, Shaq will love to hear that. Kendrick Perkins. What was he? How did he do? How was he saying it in the show? Shout out to Kendrick Perkins. Oh man, I'm sorry.
Kendrick Perkins. The only thing he's good for is Shaq in a full moments. Oh, speaking, actually, what injury we missed? We just went over the Nuggets. JaVale McGee.
What did he do?
I knew he missed somebody.
What did he do?
I forget, but he's out for the season, I think, too, isn't he?
Can we look that up?
You can look that up. I just remember he got hurt. Because I know Shaq did a fool misses them. Shaq shouts him out every week.
Well, because he makes it easy.
Well, he made the show. I mean, he made the show what it was.
Okay, hold on. I'm looking that up. I did not hear that. Stress fracture and tibia. Oh my God, these big guys with their legs, man, they're dropping like flies. Is that what did Chandler do? Did he do the same thing?
Yeah, I knew it was a leg injury.
Oh my God, these guys are dropping like flies.
So JaVale McGee out indefinitely possibly. They said possibly for the season.
I guess it's a bad thing to be 6'11" or taller in the NBA these days, huh?
I mean it's not even just the NBA, just in general.
Oh God.
Of course.
Guys are dropping like flies.
I mean, moving out of that division. I mean, we'll talk about let's just kind of scan over. I mean, I don't think there's any other big surprises in the West. We'll scan over the Midwest division.
What I will say about we'll talk about. Well, I'll let you go first.
I love how the Spurs. I just want to say because there's no shock to how good the Spurs are.
No, not at all.
I mean,
why are we even talking?
If anybody's shocked, just punch yourself in the face because you're an idiot.
Why are we even talking about that?
I just want to say because they get no play. Nobody ever talks about them, so I just want to talk about them. To be the only guy that's talking about the fucking Spurs because they're fucking phenomenal. They're a great team. Greg Popovich is an amazing coach. I actually had somebody, by the way. I won't say who they are, but I know they're watching. Somebody tried to tell me they don't think Greg Popovich is that great of a coach.
Wow. All right. Okay.
And
we should just change.
And I tell you,
change the subject.
And I tell anybody who doubts Greg Popovich, please. Go look at that guy's fucking resume. I mean, that guy has made nobodies into somebodies. I mean, it's not a mistake that he has 4 rings.
The Gary Neals of the world.
Yeah. I mean, and he has his team playing amazing, under the radar. I mean, how this team is under the radar is amazing. I mean, everybody on this roster has played well so far for them.
Yeah.
So,
I'll talk about a couple of
and I do just want to say, shout out to Marco Bellinelli, because before the season, I said it was a good pickup for them. He has been awesome for them. He has been just as good of the pickup as I thought he would be. I mean, I knew he was a good pickup. I think it's compounded with the fact that Greg Popovich is his coach. Just makes it perfect. I don't know if you had any other Spurs notes. I think I nailed it.
No,
they're pretty perfect. It's not hard to break that team down.
I didn't say anything about the Spurs, but
I mean, of course, then you got the Rockets. We mentioned Dwight Howard. I don't think we have to kill that anymore. We mentioned Dwight Howard before. Of course, shout out again to the perfect free throw game. James Harden. Let's just mention James Harden real quick. Called himself out for his defense. I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if I've ever heard a player call himself out publicly before.
Well, I missed that.
You didn't see that? Oh, yeah. That's always good. They're about what we expected. Mavericks have been playing well. I wanted to just mention that. I think everybody on the team has kind of stepped up. The only person I really want to shout out, well, first we'll shout out Dirk for just being amazing. Because I know after the injury, everybody kind of...
Who is this?
Dirk.
Oh, yeah.
Remember he got hurt and he came back last year?
Yeah.
It took him time to come back and everybody started killing him. Yeah. I think he's reminding everybody just how awesome he is. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Monte Ellis. I do want to shout out to Monte Ellis.
Yeah,
Monte Ellis is maybe it was the structure that he has been lacking because he's passing the ball, which I've never said before. I just said Monte Ellis passes the ball.
I look at it like this. Like you said, it's a structure. He's playing for a good coach.
And he's not taking bad shots.
And he's not the guy on the team. He's not the A guy. Now, obviously, when he gets hot, he's one of those guys, but he's not the guy consistently every trip down the floor.
No.
And that's why it's working out for him.
But I think it's part of it's the structure.
Obviously.
I give the credit to Rick Carlisle.
Because Rick Carlisle is a good coach, too.
Yeah.
People will beg to differ, but anyway.
I wouldn't. I loved it.
Say, moving on.
I just wanted to say, he's passing the ball. He's not taking bad shots. He's been really efficient. We
already talked about the Grizzlies.
Pelicans, that's another injury. Anthony Davis.
Oh, man.
Sucks. He's out. Which hurts. They've been playing pretty well, though. I just want to say that. They're kind of what we expected. They're decent. They're not going to be in the playoffs.
All right. Can I talk about the Lakers now?
Yeah. Let's move on to that division.
So the Lakers, a couple of the Laker games I caught before Kobe came back, obviously they weren't winning games, but just to see some of these guys contributing, the Xavier Henrys, Jordan Hill, I used to call this guy all the time. He's playing pretty well for them.
Yes,
he's playing pretty well. I guess he's finally starting to kind of get his niche in the league.
He learned how to play basketball.
Jody Meeks, he's getting some run. He can shoot the ball, so he'll be one of those guys that sticks around. Nick Young is another one, but he's hot and cold. But there was one game I was watching. Xavier Henry. I don't know if you remember it. He was a lottery pick coming out of I think it was Kansas. He was a lottery pick. And he just never. Memphis drafted him. They had Rudy Gay. He never really got to play. They traded him. So to see him getting a little bit of run, and he's had a couple of decent games.
Nick Young's got some run. Wes Johnson's been playing.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, I mean
Powell's been nice, even though Mike D'Antoni still hates him.
Well, Mike D'Antoni is like anybody. So yeah, just nice to see those guys.
They actually all their injuries in the point guard position. They had Steve Blake. I mean, Steve Nash hasn't really played. But Steve Blake has been playing great for them, and then Jordan Farmar was helping off the bench. Now Blake and Farmar are also out.
It's tough.
So they got a tough spot right now.
Anybody else we want to bring up here?
On the Lakers or in general?
Just in general.
Yeah, we'll throw out the Clippers. I mean, I know we mentioned them earlier. JJ
Redick hurt his thumb. That hurts.
That hurts.
That really, literally.
Yeah, it does hurt. But I think the Clippers are kind of where we expected. They're a good regular season team.
Yeah, regular season
team. We're not
going
to kill them until the playoffs come and they don't know how to play a half-court game. But of course, all of our Sports Center fans out there just love the Blake Griffin dunks. So keep slamming that ball. Of course. Oh, did you see the fucked up dunk by DeAndre Jordan?
No, who cares?
Where he pushed the ball into the side of the rim.
No,
or as the Clippers announcer calls it, a wedgie.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
No, I missed that.
One of the Clippers announcers, he refers to it as a wedgie when the ball gets wedged in between the rim and the.
Oh, I saw the highlight. I did see the highlight. Okay, never mind.
So. But yeah, I mean, they're going to play well in the regular season.
Yeah.
We kind of expected
that.
They'll make some highlights. Blake dunks and stuff. I don't know.
If
Doc
we have some Phoenix Suns info here on the screen if you want to talk about them. All the interesting draft picks they have and the $20 million in cap space they're going to have in the summer. But anyway.
Well, we definitely.
So
you mentioned the Suns. We might as well move on to them because they've been overachieving because they were expected to be the worst team in the West and they're not so far. I mean, we're only a month and a half into the season again. Bledsoe's played well for them.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess the Morris twins are playing pretty good too.
Yeah.
I saw something about them.
Goran Dragic has been playing really well. Yeah, the Morris twins have
And
been.
I guess Bledsoe's had a couple big games too.
I saw somebody noted that the Morris twins wear different shoes, so they can tell the difference.
Oh, that's how they do it. Oh, okay. How nice of them.
Yeah.
Shout out to the
that was
Morris
funny.
twins for helping us out.
Yeah.
I guess Bledsoe's
Plumlee's
had a
pretty
couple
decent.
good games, couple big games.
Yeah. Yeah, Jeff Hornacek has done a good job with this team. Yeah, Bledsoe's been playing really well. Him and Goran Dragic are easily the
Oh, wait a
best
minute.
two
Hold
players
on.
in this
Hold
team.
on. Let me go through the notes here. I know you can't look because I already know there's someone there's someone that you'll want to talk about.
Who's Shannon Brown?
It'll be on a funny note. Don't look. You can't look though.
You know Shannon Brown got waived after that trade, right? As did Kendall Marshall.
So I'll start off on a good note. We'll bring up the mighty Detroit Pistons. Andre Drummond. I'll start off on the positive, and I'll let you just totally assassinate this squad. Andre Drummond. He's been playing real well. He's had a couple 20-10 games. You know,
It's about time he finally came around.
well, shout out to one of my
Same.
friends who said he was garbage and he never played in the league. He knows who we're talking about. And I'll let you just.
I mean, we said before the season that they're 3, 4, 5 individually. I mean, we do stress this. Individually are good.
Very good.
I mean, Josh Smith, Greg Monroe, Andre Drummond, 3 individually talented players. And the reason why I stress individually is because they've struggled. As a team.
Even their one.
Even their one is good. I was just talking about the front court. You were talking about Andre Drummond. But also Brandon Jennings. We will throw him in the mix. Also, I mean, that's 4. They have 4 talented individual players. Because a lot of people misunderstand me when I talk about the Detroit Pistons. They're like, look at Jennings, look at Josh Smith, look at Greg Monroe, Andre Drummond. And I agree. I agree with you. I agree. Andre Drummond's played phenomenal this season. And I said before the season he was going to play. I mean, we sat right here and we talked about Andre Drummond.
I've been a fan since day one, so.
Right? But we talked about it. And I said, yes, Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond will be great this season. Yes, Greg Monroe. Not getting the headlines Andre Drummond's getting.
I've always been a Monroe guy too.
But I still say Greg Monroe is a good player.
Yeah, he's a very good player.
Josh Smith. Now, this is where the drama begins. Of course, Josh Smith, great individual player. Loves taking threes way too much. Why does he always have to take so many threes? He's always taking threes.
And he's not,
The problem is, he doesn't make them. Why is he... Dwight Howard has a better three-point percentage than him this season.
Wow.
Yeah, I said it.
Wow.
I said it.
All right. Wow. I think we should just end the show on that note.
We still have more to talk about.
I don't even think there's...
Not a lot more, but there's still a little more. I mean, but the thing is, he's jacking up like, I think it's something like 6
it was like
per game.
6 threes a game. He got benched. He got benched one
got
game.
benched.
Him and Mo Cheeks, right?
He played like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of problems when it comes to Josh Smith, and part of it is those stupid threes. He takes, and those aren't the only bad shots he takes, because he takes bad twos. He loves taking those 22, 21 footers.
Long twos. I know.
But we expected it, and that's what I kept saying. And of course, because he doesn't hit his shots, defenses are going to sag off. They're going to clog the paint because they're more worried about Drummond and Greg Monroe around the basket. They're also more worried about Jennings and Smith driving than they are shooting these bad shots. You want them to shoot these shots.
Shoot the shots, especially Josh Smith.
Because they're not good shooters.
Jennings,
especially Josh Smith.
Jennings when he gets hot, but it's
yeah. But if you have to say when he gets hot, then he's not that good.
You're right.
That's the point.
It's too far in between. I hear you.
So, I mean, they don't have the floor spacing to make defenses play them. Then of course, then you add Jennings in there. Like Jennings played well, and they still don't really have an answer at the 2 guard. I mean, I know they have played a couple guys that have had decent spots, but kind of like I said, and I said it before the season. I mean, you guys can all go back. I said it before the season even started. This team does not have a starting quality 2 guard.
No, they don't.
They do not. And every time I say that, somebody gives me a stupid answer.
Rodney Stuckey.
That's usually the answer.
Yeah,
Although some people will say Chauncey Billups, which makes me laugh. Because, by the way,
what's he playing?
Exactly.
10 minutes a game?
But that's what I try telling people. He's not going to play.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 37 years old, right? I believe 37 years old.
Were you surprised that he went back there?
Yes.
I was very surprised.
He fucked up his Achilles. Which, by the way, is a reminder to anybody that missed the Kobe Bryant part at the beginning. Major injury. That's a major injury, especially at that advanced age. I mean, in the NBA, I understand 37 is not old to you regular people, but in the NBA, 37 is old.
He's been doing what, 98?
Yeah. No.
Wasn't he in the Duncan draft? He was, Duncan draft, 97, you're right, yeah. 4th overall?
Yeah.
Minnesota?
I mean,
the draft guru we're talking here, don't mind me.
So, I mean...
Everybody laughs that I know all this shit.
Yeah. But I mean...
Played for Colorado College? Alright, I'll stop.
I don't remember.
I'll stop now.
It's not important. The important part is the fact that he's not playing, just like I told you he would. Rodney Stuckey is not the answer. And then to all the people, when I talk about the bench, that talk about, Kyle Singler and Will Bynum, I think that I'm winning this debate. Because...
Can't forget about Charlie V.
Yeah. So...
Who your Raptors drafted, by the way.
Yeah. But he's gone. He's in Detroit now. Because they pay him.
Horrible pick at that.
I do want to just throw this out there. I know this is useless, but shout out to Sheet on the bench.
How many texts he got over there on the bench?
So I haven't heard of any. So he hasn't made the news.
Need for Sheed. Great
the
website.
Bucks. We'll just throw out the Bucks. Bucks are bad. I kind of expected it.
How bad? Here, no, hold on, slow down.
Oh, you want to actually talk about how bad they are?
OJ Mayo.
He's had a couple good games.
But I mean, can we say bust? Can we say bust?
He's in a bad system.
Can we say? I mean, he's never, even when he was in Memphis. Can we say bust? What did he do with Dallas last year? He didn't do anything.
He's in a bad situation right now, too.
Yeah, what did he do with Dallas?
I'm just saying. I'm not saying he's done well. I'm saying right now he's in a bad spot. I mean,
if you look at it, basically the Mavericks traded OJ Mayo for Monte Ellis. If you really think about it.
Yeah, I guess in a sense. But
what has he done? He has
nothing. I just said he hasn't done anything. He hasn't been that good.
I'm using the B word.
You could use it. I said you
use it. The B word.
Doesn't mean I have to.
It's fine, but I'm using it.
Okay. I'm just saying the Bucks.
This guy had more. He had more hype than Derrick Rose did coming out.
I'm just saying this whole team has been a disaster.
Well, we knew it was, but
I mean they have a couple guys that are good for fantasy though. For those of you in the fantasy. A couple guys that put up numbers. I mean, your boy Antetokounmpo or whatever his name is pronounced. He's had a couple good games.
Put that on the screen and tell someone to pronounce it.
Yeah, I know John Henson. I got him. Sanders been hurt. That's another guy that's been out. OJ Mayo's had some good games.
I don't know.
That's about it.
I just look at it. I'm like, what is this guy? Anyway, all right. Just before I get angry.
Yeah, we still the reuniting of Larry Jerome's outside of Detroit. At least something good came of that.
Yeah, I guess so. Thank you. You lightened the mood a little bit.
Yeah, thank you. So we got the Cavaliers. We talked about Bynum. I know we touched on them really quickly, so there's not a lot of reason to harp on them. But the Cavaliers have been kind of what we expected. They've been nice. The one negative, if we want to talk about how terrible their number one overall Anthony Bennett has been. How good has that worked out for them?
Well, it was. I thought, me personally, I thought that was a reach. I mean, they're taking a power forward and they're trying to make him play the three. It was the same thing that Minnesota was doing with the kid Derek Williams, who did get traded to it, by the way. Sacramento, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
is he playing the four there? He must be, right?
We have to see.
Yeah, we have to see.
I mean, we mentioned the Kings earlier. That's all in time.
Yeah. It's they stay. I mean, but Tristan Thompson's playing well.
Yeah, I think overall they're kind of expected to play well.
Do you trade the guy who's been playing well and rely on the guy who hasn't done anything? I don't know.
I think they're fucked.
I think so too. I agree. I thought that was a reach too.
They screwed up and now they're paying for it.
What? Dan Gilbert? No, he'd never do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Fucking clown.
Shout out to your boy.
Clown. Sorry about that.
I think the other two teams we kind of touched on already. The Pacers.
I get emotional when I talk about
Pacers been playing really well as expected. Of course,
right.
Paul George, Roy Hibbert.
Do we even need to talk about the Pacers?
I'm just saying they've been
Paul
playing really
George.
well. Luis Scola has been as good for them off the bench as we expected. Paul George has been amazing. Roy
Paul
Hibbert's
George,
had a good season.
Late bloomer.
Yeah, Roy Hibbert, he has been good for them. I know he's working towards that Defensive Player of the Year so far, putting up a good run. The Bulls, the Derrick Rose thing hurts. Kirk Heinrich got hurt. No, I know it's
again.
Not as big, yeah. Another minor injury.
Yeah. All right. So we're skipping around here. Shout out to my boy Bradley Beal, who is balling in Washington.
I told you the Wizards would be good. Didn't I say that?
But I told you Bradley Beal was going to be very good.
Didn't I say that the Wizards would be good?
I know, but I'm not. I'm talking about Bradley Beal.
There's some people that
I agree. I like him too.
I know you had your doubts, and there are other people that have bigger doubts than you. Maybe they're watching.
But shout out to my boy Bradley Beal.
Shout out to John Wall.
Well, him too.
John Wall's been nice.
Yes, but
he came off to a rough start. I'll say that.
He'll tell you I was a Bradley Beal guy from day one.
Marcin Gortat's been good for them.
Well, obviously.
We kind of expected that.
Yeah.
Otto Porter off their bench. That's actually one of the things that really sold me on the Wizards.
How is he? Is he playing good? I haven't. I haven't caught a Wizards game.
I mean, the thing is with them is they had a good stretch. When John Wall returned last season.
Yeah. Oh, he was out of his mind.
And it was. I think that they won the lottery, and I know that they only got the third pick, but they were supposed to get a worse pick. I think the fact that they were as good as they were. I mean,
it also
talent-wise.
Well, it also helps Cleveland drafting Anthony Bennett, number one overall.
Well, yeah. But I mean, when you look at the Wizards, they were pretty good talent-wise. Of course, the record didn't reflect that because they had injuries, and which hurt their record. Which kind of moved them closer. Then they win the third spot in the lottery to move up even higher.
Yeah.
I mean,
I hear you.
That's why I was sold on the Wizards being in the playoffs. Still sold on the Wizards being in the playoffs. I don't know if you're buying in now. I told you the Cavaliers, I didn't buy in. I think I'm starting to buy in to them getting a playoff spot.
As long as Bradley Beal is balling, they'll make the playoffs.
Why and John Wall?
We know John Wall's gonna ball.
Well, he's got to stay on the court.
But I'm a Bradley Beal guy.
So now, right in that conversation with the Wizards is the Hawks. I know a lot of people, and
me included,
just talked about Josh Smith though.
Me included.
A lot of people, as soon as Josh Smith left, everybody down the Hawks, and it's like, why would you down the Hawks? They replace him with Paul Millsap, and I understand different animal here. When you're talking about Josh Smith, Paul Millsap. I like Paul
Millsap. No, I've always liked it too. He's one of those. He's like one of those quiet good guys. I'm trying to think if there's a comparison for someone that used to play in the league that kind of reminds of a Paul Millsap, guy who's good, very good player, but he just goes so far under the radar. You forget about him.
I can think of one person.
Who?
But who? I just before I say it, I just want to be clarified that I'm not saying that Paul Millsap is this good.
Okay.
Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan is.
But everybody knew how good Tim Duncan was.
But they don't talk about him.
Yeah, but everybody knows how.
Still flies under the radar.
No, he doesn't.
When do you see Tim Duncan get airtime? I mean, the whole Spurs organization.
Well, they don't like.
When you talk about.
They got the whole boring thing, but no, I'm talking to a guy. Yeah, but Tim Duncan's been a.
If you want to talk underrated, then maybe not Tim Duncan.
Yeah, that's what
you said under the radar.
Yeah, but Tim Duncan
flies under the radar.
Yeah, but it's a different under the radar.
It is different.
That's what I mean. That's why. I mean, I understand what you're trying to say.
It is different.
But I'm trying to think of a guy.
If you want to say underrated,
who's I don't really say underrated because anyone that knows basketball, which is a lot of people, but anyone that knows basketball knows that Paul Millsap
thing is that most people don't know basketball. Like that,
is a good player, and like I say, he's one of those guys. Even obviously being in Utah all these years, obviously being out in Utah all these years really didn't help because they're all But he's one of those guys. He's been a solid player for many years, and he just goes under the radar. You always forget about him.
But the Hawks are exactly where I said they would be. I mean, besides the fact that the East sucks so bad that they're a little bit higher technically in the standings, but their record reflects kind of what I said they would be.
This is going to bother me. There's got to be somebody that compares to Paul Millsap.
Well, you think about that in the back of your head while we continue on the show, because I don't think they want to wait.
I'll try.
So, but the Hawks are where I said they would be, kind of, in a personal standpoint. Like, they're a little above 500, they're good, they're looking to make the playoffs. As far as a lot of other people are concerned, they've been overachieving, but that's not because they're better than what they are. I think it's the fact that a lot of people underrated them. I think a lot of people underrated where the Hawks would be, and they're just showing people that they are exactly as good as they are. I mean, Al Horford. Talk about people that fly under the radar. How about Al Horford? There's another guy. He doesn't get a lot of talk, but he's phenomenal. He's been playing really well. Kyle Korver's been, Kyle Korver had that streak that got a lot of attention. Jeff Teague has actually been pretty well for them.
Boy, yeah, that's your boy.
Yeah.
Greg is Jeff. Greg runs the my boy Snoop. He runs the Jeff Teague fan club, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, find it on Facebook. But don't hold your breath while you're looking for it.
Jeff Teague fan club.
But he's been playing well this season. I will say that. He's had a good season thus far.
Oh, he's probably getting the ball a little bit more because Josh Smith isn't there, so he's probably getting the ball a little.
I know I'm laughing, but it's it's the funny. The reason why I'm laughing is because this is what the first thing that came to my head, and you'll know why this is funny to me. And I know a lot of you might not understand this. There's a couple of you out there that know why this is funny to me. It's a lot easier to be a point guard and run the offense when the ball is actually in your hand. You can't get assists and points without the ball. Just saying.
Are we shouting out someone right now?
Shout out Carmelo. That's all I'm saying.
I had to go there.
You can't get points or assists if you don't have the ball.
I had to go there.
That's all I'm saying.
Anyway, moving on.
So moving on. Do we even have to talk about the Heat?
No.
You guys get it, right?
What's that?
They're the world champs.
Let's go. Anyway. Even though in a highlight, I thought I saw Rashard Lewis on the court.
He's actually been playing more minutes than we predicted. So we were wrong about something. And Roger Mason hasn't played.
Well, that's because Beasley's hurt. Isn't he injured?
Yeah. Actually, Beasley's had a couple of good games for them.
Yeah, but he's hurt right now, though. So.
Yeah. But,
so you better get your run while you can, Rashard. That's all I'm saying.
Dwayne Wade's been sitting out a couple of games. So I guess they're trying to make sure he's healthy for the playoffs. They have to.
Oh, well, they're going to trade Chris Bosh because Dwayne Wade's hurt. You didn't hear that? You know who I'm shouting out? I'm shouting out somebody that we know right now. I'm not gonna name anybody. Not gonna.
I had somebody else try to tell me they should trade Bosh.
I'm not.
This is all I'm going to say.
But this person.
I know.
That they have to trade Chris Bosh because Dwayne Wade can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You know what?
Did you tell them to make a little less sense? There's no logic behind that. I mean, here's the only thing I'll say to anybody out there, because I know there's the idiots that say trade Bosh. There's always going to be people that don't know what they're talking about. If you're going to say to trade, and we said this about Westbrook in the preview show, we talked about the Thunder.
And the same person said they should trade Westbrook.
Exactly, because he's an idiot.
He's getting a lot of airtime right now.
This is all I'm going to say.
He's getting a lot of airtime.
This is all I'm going to say.
Now.
And so far, nobody has the answer for this.
Oh, this is our trade rule.
This is our trade rule. For anybody that says trade Chris Bosh, don't just say trade Chris Bosh, because you sound like an idiot. Because Chris Bosh has been their second best player. He's the second most important player. He's also, without Dwayne Wade, there's not even a question that he's the second best player. And Dwayne Wade's missed games already because he can't stay healthy.
There's my boy Bradley.
And then even when Dwayne Wade is healthy, he's still more important to the way LeBron James plays. LeBron James is better when Chris Bosh is on the floor. LeBron James is worse when Dwayne Wade is on the floor. It's simple. It's simple math. I mean, I don't know how to make it any much easier besides drawing a picture. But if you still believe that the Miami Heat...
You could draw that picture?
If you still think that the Miami Heat should trade Chris Bosh, the only thing I ask for is I want you to tell me who are they trading for that the other team would accept. Don't tell me something stupid like they should trade for Dwight Howard because the Rockets aren't trading for him.
Martell Webster went off for 30.
Crazy things happen in the NBA these days.
He has that in him, though.
But here's the thing. So trade...
Anyway, sorry.
Who are they going to trade for that the other team's going to accept? Don't tell me some stupid trade scenario where they trade for somebody that nobody... Like, they're trade for Dirk. The Mavs aren't trading Dirk. Like, you know, like... Give me a real trade that the other team would actually accept. Okay? And the money has to work. Like, make it a realistic trade. And if you can send me a trade...
So basically, you're going to send them the link to the ESPN trade machine.
Use it. Use it. Make it work. But make it a trade that the other team would accept. And in return, the trade has to make the Miami Heat better now. Right now. Because LeBron James wants to win this season and next season and the season after. And here's the thing. For any of you idiots out there that don't know this, they're friends. Okay? So if the Miami Heat trade Chris Bosh, LeBron James's friend, and Dwayne Wade's friend, and they become worse, you've now pissed off your best player, LeBron James, who can leave in the summer. And no team's going to be traded for Chris Bosh unless he promises to opt in anyway. Because he could become a free agent in the summer. I mean... Sure. That's all I'm saying.
Right. So
like use some logic in your when you say things.
So
you know what I mean?
Some white Snoop wisdom right there.
Just a little logic. That's all I ask for.
That's going to be the next thing. That's going to be coming in future shows. We're each going to have our own segments. We'll have white Snoop wisdom, and we'll call mine. We'll come up with something.
Maybe you could tweet him some ideas.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Does that sound good though?
White Snoop wisdom. Yeah, I'm just saying. Use a little logic, make some sense. That's all I ask. That's all I ask.
I hear you.
Is that a lot?
No, it's not.
That's all I ask. Use your brain.
And,
my father always taught me.
And we're looking,
most important muscle.
Yeah, and we are looking for candidates for our High Five Award.
Yeah. Actually, we should. Well, let's end the show on that. I just want to mention. Well, I think we beat up the Heat way longer than I really wanted to. I just want to throw out a quick shout out to the Magic. That's it. They're still in the league, I guess. I don't know. I mean, these sucks. You suck.
Shout out to Otis Smith, even though he's not in charge anymore.
Well, I mean, Victor Oladipo's been really nice for them. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else really to talk about on that team. Victor Oladipo's played well. Yes.
All right. So,
right, moving on. I do want to say, we were talking about surprise teams earlier, and I was thinking about them in the back of my head, but then we kind of went through the whole league, so I didn't want to jump around too much.
I know it's coming.
No, because they've really been good. I'm not saying they're great.
Just go.
But the Charlotte Bobcats are better than we expected.
Yes. Remember at the preview show, I said they were not going to be
the worst team. They're not. I don't even think they're in competition to be the
worst. Shout out to my boy Al Jefferson is balling.
I want to send a...
Don't we know someone who said Al Jefferson?
Let's talk about Al Jefferson, actually. And I said this to you in a private conversation, and I just want to say this on the air because I want everybody to hear me say it. Because this aggravates me.
This is a shout out to one of our boys.
No, this is actually a shout out to everybody.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think Al Jefferson is underrated defensively. I'm not saying that he's great. He's not in the conversation with Tyson Chandler and Roy Hibbert and Dwight Howard. Not at all. He's not that good defensively. But he's not a hole. Like, people talk about him like you can score on him. But he's not that bad. And he's been playing so well defensively this season, which I don't think he's playing any more exceptional than he's ever done in his career. I mean, I could be wrong. I haven't looked at the numbers. Maybe he's playing a little better, but he's he's a decent defender.
Yeah,
like not great, but he's a decent defender. And I've always said that. People are like, he sucks on the defensive end. He doesn't. And now he's proving it. Because Steve Clifford, shout out to Steve Clifford, the coach, who has turned this team around defensively.
Oh, and I know this is going to hurt you to say, but
no, I was going to say
Kemba Walker has been playing.
But I'm just saying. I just want to talk about the defensive side.
Okay.
I mean, that's the biggest improvement on this team.
No,
and that's what's helping them.
Okay.
I mean, Steve Clifford has his team playing some great defense.
Talk about Kemba.
And I will when I talk about the offense. That's where he steps in. But I mean, Steve Clifford has his team playing some good defense. They're one of the better defensive teams in the league right now. in the league, not just the East.
Stay away, MJ. Stay away. Stay away.
Don't do anything stupid. Maybe they could be good before they become the Hornets. I don't know.
Okay. So anyway,
Al Jefferson. Now we'll use Al Jefferson as a transition. Of course, I talked about him defensively. He has been great for them offensively too. I mean, of course, Al Jefferson, is a good scorer. We all kind of knew that. I mean, I hope you guys all knew that. I know you guys didn't know that he was this good defensively, or this decent, I should say. 'Cause he's not great, but I think everybody kind of knew what he did offensively.
Oh yeah,
He's a good offensive player. And, of course, the other guy on the offensive end, like you mentioned, Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker's been nice for them. They've all kind of contributed. I mean, those are obviously the key guys.
I think Kid Gilchrist got hurt. He did.
Yeah,
he did something. Break his hand or something like that.
Yeah, he was one of the hands. I mean, there's been like 5 hand injuries.
Thumbs, hands, feet, legs.
But, Ben Gordon actually... there was a Ben Gordon sighting recently. Speaking of offense, because he hasn't played defense.
No, he's just 30 points,
Gerald Henderson
1
has had some
rebound.
good games.
Ben Gordon's stat line: 30 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist.
I think, to your credit, by the way, talking about rookies, Cody Zeller. Remember, a lot of people were.
I wasn't. I was.
I know you were.
A Zeller guy.
You were like one of the only guys that. The only reason why I thought they might be right was because the Bobcats drafted him. Michael Jordan drafts the guy. It's just hard to believe in him.
I know.
But, he's been decent. Like I said, Joe Hudson had some good games. They've all kind of, of course, Kemba Walker and Al Jefferson are the best players. Everybody else kind of just falls in line.
Sure.
They've been pretty decent. I don't think they're much better than... I think they're a little better than people kind of expected, but not by much.
Yeah. But they're not the worst team in the NBA.
Well,
Thank God.
We didn't think they would be.
No, I know.
But...
All right.
I think we hit every team. In closing, we'll talk. I know you mentioned it real quick. We had the High Five Award. Okay, I don't know if you guys remember in our first episode. We discussed some of the off-season moves. We talked about the Clippers. Because the Clippers won the High Five Award, hands down, when they traded their unprotected pick to bring. They traded an unprotected pick with Baron Davis to bring in Mo Williams. Now, we talked about Mo Williams. We like Mo Williams. But unprotected ended up being the first overall pick. And I just want to say,
the guy,
Kyrie Irving's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
But
he's kind of working out in the league.
But you have to explain the whole scenario. Now, why didn't the Clippers protect the pick?
Well, of course. Well, it's stupid enough just in itself. But then when they topped it off with saying, we didn't think there was anybody in this draft who could help us, it was like, thanks for putting the cherry on top of the
sundae. And this is the Clippers before Chris Paul. I believe Blake Griffin wasn't even playing yet.
We're saying this is...
I know, but you just got to remind people.
Yeah.
Wasn't Blake hurt? He wasn't playing yet.
So, I mean...
DeAndre Jordan was like...
And this isn't the first time that they've traded these picks away.
They did it the following year, too. And it ended up being... it was the Austin Rivers pick in the Chris Paul trade.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Austin Rivers...
Well, that was the follow-up to it.
Yeah.
But, I mean these guys, they don't protect anything. And it's like, wow, it's like, you guys... Really? So, we give them the High Five Award. It's obviously sarcastic. We're sarcastically high-fiving them for being retards. So, we've been discussing, because we wanted to bring up the High Five Award, for 2014. Who would be the 2014 High Five Award winner? And, we've been going back and forth. There's not anybody that did something so drastically stupid like that, where they could have drafted Kyrie Irving.
It's early.
Early. Well, no, it's December. We're talking about for 2014. No, it's December. The season, the year's almost over. I know we're in the beginning of the season.
If Anthony Bennett keeps playing the way he's playing,
well, they're definitely nominees. I mean, some nominees would obviously be the Anthony Bennett draft by Dan Gilbert and company, and I give it to Dan Gilbert just because it's funnier that way. And then another owner making really smart moves, James Dolan. You can always just give it to the whole Knicks organization for the disaster they've created. I mean, so we kind of want some input from the fans. Of course, you guys tweet us. We got our handles, our hashtag. You can email will show at the end of the show. Send us in who you believe should get the high five award from us. And if we take your suggestion, we'll even shout you out. We'll throw your Twitter handle up on the screen, you know. But just the high five award. Just basically, who do you think made the stupidest move? Just one singular move. Doesn't have to be who made the most dumb moves. So it can be that too. Either way, it could be one really stupid move or somebody who's made lots of dumb moves over 2014. We want it recent. So tweet us in some of your suggestions. So I think we pretty much hit everything.
All right, yeah. In the next episode, we will have White Snoop Wisdom, the debut of White Snoop.
Now I have to think of a fucking graphic and shit.
I'm just saying. I'm sure you'll come up with something. But we will have some White Snoop Wisdom. And then, like I said,
I'll have to come up with something
and then we'll come up with something for me. I don't know.
Yeah. Like I said, tweet them ideas.
Yeah, but we have
that's what fans are for.
White Snoop Wisdom. I'm like proud of myself.
Is that a new hashtag?
I'm proud of myself.
The new hashtag, White Snoop Wisdom.
Yeah, I'm proud of myself.
Yeah.
And also, I was just thinking, if the High Five Award does real well, so we can do the High Five Award, which is like the really dumb thing, and then we'll do the Pat on the Back Award for like the next dumb thing.
Like a secondary.
Yeah, because
we could do like a monthly award.
Yeah, we can
do monthly pat on the back.
That could work out.
I like this on-air brainstorming.
Yeah, I mean,
this is for you guys.
I mean, obviously,
a little bonus time.
I mean, obviously, if the Grizzlies keep going the way they're going, we can give their ownership the High Five Award for not bringing back their coach.
Yeah, I always liked Lionel Hollins.
No, I do too.
If you remember last year, there was a lot of talk of them firing him last year, and I said I was really happy they didn't. Remember, I kept saying that. And then throughout the season, as they never fired him, I kept saying
the year before that too.
Yeah, I was just saying. I always praised them for not firing him. Yeah. I mean, I know they didn't fire him technically; they just didn't bring him back because he was, his contract ended. But the thing is, though, remember Lionel Hollins? He said he wanted to come back, and then they didn't bring him back.
Well, we'll see. I'm sure he'll get he'll get a job somewhere eventually. Too good of a coach not to.
So I think we hit everything. I don't know if you have anything.
No.
No more shout-outs?
I don't know. I think we're all done. I can't really think.
Oh. I thought of it. This is how we're going to end the show. If you couldn't tell, by the way, we don't script anything. We just go. Here's who I'm going to shout out. You ready?
Who we shout out?
Well, I'm going to do two shout-outs. I'm going to do the less funny one first. You might already be able to guess the second one after the first one, though. Because they're related. They're not family, but they're... Okay. You'll get the relation. First shout out, Kendall Marshall in the D League. Can you figure out the second one? If you want to shout him out?
No, I'll let you do it. What'd you say, Kendall Marshall?
Kendall Marshall, he's in the D League now.
Oh boy.
You know who I'm shouting out?
No.
Here's a shout out to end the show. Shannon Brown. Also waived by the Washington Wizards. Looking for a job. By the way, if anybody's hiring, Shannon Brown is available.
Superstar, Dwayne Wade,
Yeah, he's underrated. So underrated that the Wizards waived him.
On that note,
the reason why they were related, by the way, for anybody that's sitting there going, how do you connect Kendall Marshall, Shannon Brown? The Phoenix Suns traded them alongside March and Gortat for Emeka Okafor. I still don't quite get it for the Suns. Maybe it was to get rid of Shannon Brown.
Is Okafor expiring? Or does he have...
Yeah, but so is March and Gortat.
Nah.
It makes sense for the Wizards because...
Gortat is better than Okafor.
I wasn't going to say it. But I was thinking it.
Yeah, okay.
I like Gortat.
I always have too.
So.
Alright, so on that note...
Shout out to Shannon Brown, the underrated superstar. Also has no job. So... So, I guess we'll see in the future where Shannon Brown ends up.
No, he won't. But it sounds good.
Yeah. Or he can hang out with his old teammates, Lou Wall and Adam Morrison.
Is Gerald Green still on a team somewhere? Is he still kicking around?
I think he is.
He was in Indiana last year. Where is he?
I feel like he is somewhere.
Is he still in Indiana or did they let him go?
I don't think it's Indiana. Hold on, guys.
No.
It's not Indiana.
Because I was going to say, if he can kick around...
Yep, Phoenix. I knew it.
Oh, so okay. So
they kept Gerald Green, but they let Shannon Brown go.
No, they signed Gerald Green because he was in Indiana last year.
I know. I'm just saying, but they let Shannon Brown go.
Damn, that's really bad. That's okay. Okay. Anyway, on that note, yeah. Wow, what a show.
So what we do here, we talk about some crazy ass shit.
Shannon Brown.
I figured you liked that one.
Yeah. Oh God, Shannon Brown. All right, now though, I guess do we say good night, good morning, whatever
good morning,
it is we're gonna say.
Whatever time.
All right.
Good day.
Yeah.
Good month. I don't know. See you next time.
No, speaking of the Pistons, Chauncey Billups, DNP, rest. Should we close the show on that?
Or we can do another shout out to Shannon Brown.
Josh Smith took 29 shots. Okay, let's end the show. Just stop.
But they won.
Oh my God, they beat Indiana
At home, their first home loss of the season.
He took 29 shots, though. That's too much.
But he's in the winner's circle. Yeah, I took 29 shots. Most of them are bad.
30 points, though.
But I made 13 of them.
Hey.
That's his interview right now. I know we have the audio off, obviously, as you guys can't hear it, but that's probably what he said. That's my guess. What do you think? Now I have to watch it later to see how close I was.
DNP.
It's like, yeah, I took a lot of bad shots. I took a lot of threes.
No, I'm stuck on the DNP rest. I think we should end the show on that.
Yeah.
All right.
He's old.
No, well.
I've been trying to tell people that. Now we see it.
Rest.
So, another shout out to our boy Shannon Brown. And we'll end the show on that. And well, I thought that was a good way.
Yeah, that was
I
good.
wanted to go back to that.
That was good.
So, have a good day, everybody. It's the White Snoop T-Rose Show, of course. Come back next time, whenever that might be. Episode 11.
White Snoop Wisdom. Be looking for it.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
It'll possibly debut in episode 11. There's still some more work on that.
It'll be good.
So, we'll see how this goes. Might have a longer career than Shannon Brown. Yes! Another Shannon Brown. So, see you guys next time. The White Snoop T-Rose Show. Have a good day. Yeah, Shannon Brown.
The White Snoop T-Rose Show.
Watch more videos like old episodes on YouTube and subscribe to youtube.com/WhiteSnoop44. Follow and tweet us at 44entertainment, at WhiteSnoop44, at T-Rose_28. Use the hashtag SnoopRose Show. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/WhiteSnoop244, facebook.com/TheWhiteSnoop44. Email us at WhiteSnoopProductions@gmail.com.